Good morning. Tuesday, Facebook. Just wait now. Ooh, Facebook is fast today. All right. All right. Good morning. Chat's working. Facebook is working. Internet's working. All right. Super duper. All right. Give you guys a few minutes. I'm on a few minutes early. I got stuff to do. It's Tuesday. It means I'm with the boys today, which you can hear rummaging around in the background, I'm sure. So, yesterday I was talking a little bit about how I got started, and then, just from like the cardiovascular perspective. And one of the things that when we first moved to DC, I really continued to put that effort into finishing the NASM certification and becoming a personal trainer and really starting to make that big transition and change my life, because I knew that that's really where I wanted to go, not knowing of what I was going to do when I got there. But I think that a lot of people are afraid to do that first piece, right? Because they're like, well, I have a job, I'm making money, I'm not super happy, I don't love what I do, but I have a job. And we've kind of fallen into that. I remember when I was in high school, Frank Rufo was a teacher of mine who was a very crazy guy. And he said that this is back in probably 96 or 97. The average person will work 5 to 7 jobs in their career. And at the time I was like, man, that seems crazy. Like, that seems like a lot of turnover. But then again, my parents, my dad was a home builder. So I only knew my dad to have one job. And my mom was a stay-at-home, and then she became a nurse. So she stayed at home while once the kid, once all of us were born, me being the youngest, I only knew my parents to have had 2 jobs, one each. So to me, I thought that was crazy. And I mean, now I would say that most people change jobs every 2-3 years, which to me is crazy, because you never invest yourself enough to be able to have any type of true growth. And then you're like, all right, I'm not going anywhere, I'm moving on. And it's just like the current mentality that people have. So I knew that I wanted to be a trainer. I knew that that is something that I was like, I want to work with kids. I want to be involved with baseball. That's really what I knew I wanted to do. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know, do I have to work in a gym? Can I work somewhere else? What can I do? So, and with that, I was still trying to lose weight. So our nutrition, pretty much Monday through Friday, Saturday, was, we lived in an apartment, so we could not have a grill. And I would have egg beaters. I would have 3/4 of a cup of egg beaters for breakfast. With some fruit, apples or strawberries or something, on the side. That was it. And then I would eat at lunchtime, usually one of 2 things. We would bake chicken in Pyrex. And so we would just put different seasonings on it, marinades on it. We'd bake, we'd bake, in the big 9x13 Pyrex, 5 or 6 of them. And, I'd put different seasonings on different ones or whatever, but it was either that, tuna fish, or egg beaters again for lunch. And then dinner was baked chicken and some sort of vegetable. that was literally what Beth and I ate for, we were in DC for like 9 months total. And, you know, I went from 235 down to like 184-ish in that span. But again, that was like, we didn't, you know, because we were people who just like, you'd look at a nutrition label and it said that it was healthy. And you knew that, you know, you knew through reading that eggs were bad and that eggs contain cholesterol and cholesterol is bad and that fat is bad. And so it was like egg beaters have nearly no fat. Vegetables have no fat. Chicken, the only fat I was getting in my diet was whatever we were marinating the chicken in. So like I said, I wouldn't recommend what we did. And then on the, you know, every now and then on like a weekend, we'd go out to dinner. You know, and I wasn't like restricted at dinner. It was, you know, my cheat or whatever. But that was one of those things where that's literally what we ate for, that's what I ate for about 9 months. And, you know, I think back now and I'm like, man, I don't know how I lasted that long, but you didn't know any different. So, you know, we didn't know anything. That was like when I first started like looking into paleo. What is paleo? Oh, it's caveman diet. Well, that makes sense, kind of. You know, we've progressed a little bit since then, but you know, so between that and the exercise, and then I started working at Gold's Gym, Merrifield, which was one of our corporate gyms. You know, as a trainer there, and had an awesome team of trainers. That is still legitimately like my favorite gym I have worked at. Everything from like the front desk guys and girls, to the membership salespeople, to my direct supervisor, Courtney, and Rodney, as well as like, you know, some of the other trainers as well. Just hands down, like we had an awesome, like, you know, Tony was our general manager and we just had just an awesome, awesome crew. Good morning, Aunt Susie. You know, and I learned a ton from them. So, you know, that's still one of my favorite gyms. I always tell people, like anybody that I meet from DC, I'm always like, yeah, you should go check out Gold's Gym Merrifield. We literally from the corporate perspective, we were doing more personal training business than any other corporate gym in the Gold's Gym chain at one point. We just, you know, we had awesome leadership, which trickled down to the trainers. So, you know, that's how I got started. And then, you know, again, that running kind of morphed into, I'd be running, and then I learned about these mountain bike trails. So I was like, I'm going to get back into mountain biking. And then everything kind of escalated, got passed by this super big fat guy on a road bike. And I'm crushing myself, and he just right by, and I was like, what the hell? Now I need a road bike. So we went and we bought, that's when I got my felt road bike. So that's where it all began. All right. So I heard something Gabby Reese said. So Gabby used to be a volleyball player. She's married to Laird Hamilton. And she has this thing that she says or does, which is always be first. So what she means by this is be the first person. It's not often that we get to be first. Most of the time you won't finish first. So you can always be first though. As soon as you walk into a room, there's other people in there, make the eye contact and smile or say hello. You know, doing some of those little things, you will be shocked at how different people perceive you. Because if you walk in, everybody's always waiting for the other person to do something. Like if I walk into a room and you're waiting on me and I'm waiting on you, eventually one of us is going to cave. So as soon as you walk in, you know, hey, good morning or hello, make the eye contact, make a smile, be first. Because again, you might find that it's, all right, that person's an asshole. But you might find that, that's the nicest person that you'll ever meet. Another thing that I had heard shortly after hearing that was along the lines of assholes. If you meet one asshole in a day, you met an asshole. If you meet more than 5, you're probably the asshole. So take that back to being first and think of it as, if I'm very open and I'm reaching out and I'm saying good morning, regardless of who you are or what you do within the community or the company, good morning. How's it going today? Just that small stuff. You might find someone's like, man, I always thought he was an asshole. And all of a sudden, you might come to find out that janitor has kids that are playing in the same summer ball league as you, which I don't know if summer sports are going to even happen, but always be first, be the first person, and don't be afraid to make that eye contact, to say hello, to say good morning, to say something to break that ice. Because again, you're always waiting for someone else to do that. So be the first person, and then that ice is broken. Conversation may ensue. It may just be as simple as good morning, and you go about your business. But again, you want to be that first person. So be first. And if you meet one asshole in a day, you met an asshole. But if you meet more than 5, it's probably not them. It's probably you. So it's time to take a step back, look at like, wow, was I wearing a scowl today? What was going on? Why were so many, people pissed off at me today? And could it be your tone? Could it be the fact you didn't sleep? Could it be the fact you haven't eaten? Like, kind of take some introspection. Yeah. So that was something that I heard yesterday, and I thought, that kind of ties into what we've been saying for this last week, especially with everything that's going on in the world and within our small communities, is, be that first person. If you see someone, if you see a minority walking down the street, don't be shy, don't be bashful. If you see someone, if you're walking through the mall, it doesn't matter. Just say hi, say good morning, make eye contact and smile. What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to look at you like you've got 4 heads. It's very, very, very unlikely that they're going to be like, the hell are you looking at? And if they are, just be like, just saying hi. So that's it for today, folks. Be first, and, don't be, don't be standoffish. Go out there and, show your personality. Obviously, don't be an asshole. That's your personality. Don't be that person. So I will see you guys tomorrow. What's today? Tomorrow's Wednesday. So yeah, we'll be halfway through another week. We're about halfway through the month of June, right? We're on June 9th. So yeah, we're halfway through the month of June. We're slowly coming out of pandemic mode. Touched base with our au pair in Italy, and she said that cinemas are opening this week. Most of their business is back to normal. They went into quarantine a couple weeks before us. So, and things are looking good over there. So hopefully she can come over here soon, and spend the year or so with us. But, we're in the middle of June. Again, this is the time. Get outside, do stuff outside. Today is supposed to be another beautiful day. Today, tomorrow. I don't know what's going to come after that, but get outside, do something outside, move outside, read something, stay hydrated with water, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.